even need a stat sheet to know what happened. We're not a good enough football team to have that many penalties and a special teams blunder and give up a touchdown. What I told the team was, even after all that, you had a chance to win the game. But I'm really disappointed in being undisciplined with all the personal fouls, the face mask, chop block, late hit. Those are things that shouldn't happen. So, you know, it's interesting. We talk about it being disciplined, and we were undisciplined today, playing smart football, and we didn't play smart football. So we have to do a better job of coaching it. You know, the general rule is the players will show you how well you're coaching them and what you're working on Saturdays. So that's what I take out of this. Can't give up a block punt for a touchdown and then have 125 or however many yards. And then we weren't good on the rush. I think we gave up like maybe 5-6 yards of rush. I know one of them was a long one, but it still counts. So we've got to do a better job on the run. Got to do a better job minimizing penalties and give us a chance to have success. We're just not the team that can overcome that many plays, bad plays I should say, or undisciplined plays. So that'll be the thing that I'll first or start to work on tomorrow when we get them back from practice.
Mike, can you take us through the decision to go for it on 4th down and then the play that was called, how that
Well, you're
developed?
on the, 34, something like that. So you're in 4th and 3. You get a chance to get a first down, the game's over. If you punt it, you know they're going to get it on the 20. Obviously, it didn't. Those 14 yards at that time didn't make a difference, but I would have liked for Taylor to have thrown the ball away, is what I would have liked for it to happen on that particular play.
Do you have the option to run or pass? Or
Was that something that you and yours discussed during the timeout? Was that what you two settled on, or was that?
Well, there's a million suggestions going on in timeouts, you know, like every time during the game, and it was no different than any other timeout.
a week after you guys put the ball in Taylor's hands in some pretty significant moments, did you feel even more empowered to sort of let him make that call in that moment on that 4th down play?
Well, I mean, that's just a base play for us. I mean, we've run that play for years, so it's not really anything different than any other play.
What changed for the defense down the stretch?
What's that?
What changed for your defense down the stretch that had been working earlier that suddenly wasn't?
I think it's penalties. I think we prolonged drives, and I mean, again, it's hard for me to recollect every drive, but we're extending drives and giving them free 15-yard penalties, and that's a huge factor. It's difficult to get stops, and then certainly when you're giving them 15, 20 yards a drive on penalties, that's where it would start for me, just too many undisciplined penalties.
Got a great bout of justice today. It seemed like, especially in the second half, your running game started to find some lanes and some holes. Is that design stuff? You guys switched at halftime, or did what you did in the first half start to open some things up there?
I mean, we made a couple adjustments at half, but most of it was just game plan, things that we hadn't got to. But I thought our play calling and keeping them off balance and run past mix, I don't know what it is. 212 and 311 was pretty good, and we didn't turn the ball over. So, you know, really it comes down to what I said. We were able to balance the offense, but just too many crucial mistakes at the wrong time.
The penalties have been kind of a common occurrence in most, if not all, of your losses this season. Does it kind of confound you that it continues happening, or?
Well, it's a big factor in our losses. And what worries me, or not worries me, what disappoints me is we talk about it every single day, every practice, every meeting, and I talk about it twice before we go on the field, once at the hotel and once in the locker room. But that's not getting it done for some reason. So we're going to have to come up with some plan where we can get our guys to be a little more disciplined on some of those penalties, because that's a huge factor in these close losses.
How much talk is there during the game of how tight or loose the game is being officiated and how players kind of respond to that?
Not really any. That's not something we know, because we can't see a lot of times. So I didn't have any problem with officiating. I thought it was fine. We just didn't play very disciplined football.
Mike, on the punt, what did it look like to you? Just take a little too long back there, or not?
No, it's a tactical error. It's nothing, that's got nothing to do with the deal. We didn't execute, and we were lined up wrong.
There were some screwy things that happened on special teams really all day for both teams. Did that factor into the decision? Instead of Zach just drop back and pooch it down inside the 20 instead of going for it? Was that part of it at all, or was that a factor?
Well, one issue is that wind is a difficult thing to deal with, and I thought that we could that it wouldn't be as big a deal on field goals because of the scoreboard. I thought it would help, and then when I saw how big of an issue it was on that, then the ability for a guy to gauge where he's punting the ball into wind like that is extremely difficult. So, we just felt like, hey, we get 3 yards. Worst case scenario, we give them the ball in the 30 or 31. So if we were to gauge it wrong on the punt, they're going to get on the 20. So basically it should have been like a 10 or 12-yard risk versus trying to finish the game.
Mike, how would you evaluate Taylor's passing today, just on the ball?
I thought he threw pretty good. It was not an easy day to throw out there. Going or this way or that way, it's difficult. We had some guys open down the field that I wish we would have hit, but they had the same thing. If you watch them, they had guys a couple times open and the ball was going over their head. Or it was not an easy day to throw the football or kick or punt it.
Many of the carries on that last offensive drive went to JD. Was that, I know Justice limped off at one time. Was he just not 100%, or was he tired at that point in the game? When you guys had JD in there maybe?
I would have to ask Waz. He might have been, got a little tired there, and JD in, and which was fine. We were still getting some whacks at it. So I don't think any of that was a factor.
Mike Taylor was pitching it out to Tyron and Tylen regularly throughout the day, just real short stuff that they were laying off. I think Tylen especially thought to maybe just go back to that on the 4th down call as opposed to rolling Taylor out.
Well, they pressed it.
Okay.
So it was a little different, right? So now you're going to be throwing a 25-yard ball down the field. The 4th down call is one call. We lost the game because we had 130 yards of penalties and got a block punt for a touchdown.
How'd you feel about your offensive line? Obviously a different look out there today.
In the first quarter, I didn't think we were very good. And then from that point on, I thought they played pretty good. 76 looked like he held up okay. I mean, without watching the tape, it'd be hard for me to say. There's some times that he got beat, but overall, he seemed like he played okay.